We're live at the Living History Museum, and this place is cool to come to anytime, but this Saturday is Old Smokehouse Day, and this morning we're making sausage. Can you believe they trust me with a sharp knife? Stick with us.
You're watching Good Morning Carolinas with Jason Glassfold, Crystal Costa, meteorologist Darren Stack, and Amanda Kinza.
And a good Thursday morning to you. It is Friday Eve. We are trucking on through this week. And Amanda Kinza, she's out live at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway. We love going out there, and they're having the Old Smokehouse Days this weekend to talk about how life was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, during winter especially, how they had to preserve the food. So you're making sausage, Amanda? Is that what I see?
Yeah, they're putting me to work this morning. We're making sausage, getting ready for Saturday. So what obviously I've never done this before, but this is the way they used to do it, huh? Some people still do.
Right, this, Amanda, is the time of year, of course, with the cold weather that the small farmer would be butchering and processing his pork, and with no way to preserve it. This was a very important time of the year where they would get their butchering done and have their things ready the day before and pick the coldest day of the year, do their butchering, and then process that meat for preserving for the rest of the year.
Okay, well, do they have to work out all year just to get ready to do this crank?
Well, it would have helped, but the farmer was busy all the time. He was very active, and so this was just a part of everyday life, using those muscles and the means that he had to sustain himself.
All right, so you guys will be doing this on Saturday.
Saturday, yes, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We will be demonstrating how that they would have made sausage, which is what we're doing right now, running the old smokehouse, along with all the other activities at the farm. Weather permitting, we'll be making soap, which was made from the fat of the pig, and also rendering the fat from the rendering lard from the fat.
So you guys will have a lot going on, and it'll be a lot of fun and very interesting to come watch. So, guys.
Well, that's pretty cool stuff. She reminds me of Laura Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie with the pigtails that she's doing. Yeah,
it's
the
perfect.
backdrop. I love it.
I love it too. That looks like fun. If you want to learn about farming traditions in Horry County, you're invited to the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway.
I love that place. Demonstrations are being held this Saturday involving grits, sausage, and smoking meat.
Go ahead.
Hey, Amanda.
That's right. I got my morning workout, grinding the sausage, and now we're ready to mix it up, huh?
Right, ready to put the seasonings in, Amanda.
All right, here we go. All right, so what do we put in here?
Okay, this is a simple recipe. Of course, there's probably hundreds of sausage recipes a day, but down on the farm, very simple recipe with basically 4 ingredients. Of course, salt was the flavoring additive there for giving it the savory, and then sage would have been very popular for the small farmer making farm sausage. And of course, you got your peppers and your your black pepper and your red pepper.
All right, let's throw some of that in here. Here we go. And you were talking about it's kind of making a comeback, grinding up meat.
Sure, we have folks visit sometime, and especially on days like we're having coming up at Old Smokehouse Day, and they see the history of how folks preserved and processed their foods right on the farm. And a lot of folks says we go back to grinding some of our meat at home because they know all the ingredients and they have their favorite recipe. And so there is a lot of interest in processing some food at home.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. You know what's in there.
What's in there. Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to continue on with this, and it's going to be really interesting on Saturday, the Old Smokehouse Day. Guys?
That stuff fascinates me,
Want to shake my hand?
Yeah, I'll shake your hand.
Literally getting her hands dirty this morning.
Yeah, she has got it in the mix for sure.
Oh, we're making sausage live at the Living History Farm, getting ready for Old Smokehouse Day on Saturday. Stick with us.
Well, it is that time in the morning. We check in live with News Channel 15's Amanda Kinza, who is live at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway. That sausage looks a whole lot better than my oatmeal I'm going to have later this morning.
Oh, man, you aren't kidding. It's going to be amazing. Wait, which way do I turn it?
This towards you.
This way? Okay, so I'm doing all kinds of new stuff this morning. We're putting sausage into the casing, and I'm not doing a very good job. Okay.
It's okay.
All right, so this is just how they did it way back when.
Sure. We have ground the fresh pork, and then we have seasoned it, and now we're putting it in a casing as Amanda's feeding it from the stuffer here. And they would have put this sausage, most of their sausage would have went into a casing because they could actually dry it then, and it was a way of preserving it. So it just wasn't done this way because they liked it this way. It was done this way, so it was a way of preserving it.
Okay, and in the casing, that's what I try not to think about what it is.
Yes, the casing is actually the small intestine of the animal that had been cleaned very well. You can twist it again the other way. It had been cleaned very well and sterilized with heavy salt water, and none of the parts of the animal have been wasted. So you can see here that it's feeding out, and there's a little arc to it there. Amanda's doing a great job. And
wow, there we go.
twist back the other way, and you make a little twist every so often in a length, and it turns one way one time, one way the other time. And we're going to see in a little bit of why all this is.
Yeah, guys.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, she's doing a good job out there.
Mm-hmm,
All
sure
right,
is.
Old Smokehouse Days this Saturday. And all morning long, we've been checking in with News Channel 15's Amanda Kinseth at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway. She's showing us what life was like 100 years ago for people in Horry County preparing food. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, that's right, way back when, and I'm doing okay, right?
Sure,
Could I have lived
doing a
100
great
years
job.
ago?
I think so.
I don't know.
We could have got by. Sure.
So now what are we doing?
Sure, we've ground the sausage, we have seasoned it, and we have put it in the casing, and now you can see why Amanda put it in the casing the way we did. Before a way of freezing, they would have had to have it like this so they could preserve it. So we're hanging it on this simple stick, and so it could be put in a place to air dry it. And that's the way they would preserve their sausage without refrigeration.
Okay, so they could hang it in the smokehouse.
Yeah, hang it in the smokehouse or in the attic of the house until it dried, and then smoke it. Sure.
All right, well, we took some and cooked it up over there, and I've got to try this. Oh my gosh, that is delicious.
Wonderful,
The
isn't it?
seasonings, I need to take some of those seasonings home.
It is wonderful. Nothing
So
like fresh, homemade sausage right on the farm.
Man, I tell you what. All right, people can see it all coming up this Saturday right here at the Living History Farm in Conway. And
Yes.
guys, yummy breakfast right here, let me tell you.
Can you bring us some, Amanda, please? Because we're salivating over
I
here.
can probably bring some. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Darren, well, this morning we are sampling the everyday life of an Horry County farm living during the 1900s.
That's right. We are live at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway with a glimpse back in time. News Channel 15's Amanda Kinseth joins us now. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. Hey guys, I already mentioned the lye soap. That's just one of the many things they make right here. It's actually a working farm. Now Wayne Skipper's with me. You guys also make some grits and some cane syrup.
Yes, we have two food products we manufacture here at the farm, just like they did in the time period, 1900, 1955, on a one-horse family farm here. This is cane syrup and the grits.
All right, and now behind us here on the wall, there's some tools that they used to use way back when. Why don't you take me through briefly?
Exactly. Here in our visitor center, we have some tools on display, so when folks come and visit us, they can kind of get an idea of what they're going to see when they go outside. And they may see one of these outside and can kind of relate to it more when it becomes life outside. Right here, we have a very small yoke. Could have been used on a small animal like a goat, where kids would have had chores to do, and they would have had maybe a small little pallet type drag that they would have been able to take this yoke and place it on the goat and harness him to something, and it increased their skill of farm life. Here we have a draw knife, and in our wood shop we use these. This is just a knife with handles on it the farmer could use to maybe shape hoe handles or anything else that he would need to cut wood with. We have a set of cotton scales here.
Cotton.
And of course,
Speaking of cotton, yeah, they make cotton here too.
Yes, cotton was a very important cash crop on the farm. Not the most important, but an important cash crop. And they had to weigh the cotton to know how much to pay for having it
So should
picked.
we just set that? No. Oh, that doesn't go up there. I also want to show you, come right over here. Here's sunflowers. They've got some sunflowers here too. And this old piece of farm machinery, I guess you would call
Yes.
it. This sprays the fields, you said?
Right. This is a spray, a mule drone spray, and of course, the mule was the animal that did the work in the field in this time period.
So much going on, and you guys are working 24 hours a day right now. Now, coming up next, I will be baking biscuits. Well, helping to bake biscuits anyway, so stick with us.
I hope she brings some back.
Yeah, sounds good.
Stepping back in time to what life was like in Horry County at the turn of the 20th century.
News Channel 15's Amanda Kinseth has been showing us what farm life was like at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway. Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys, and what a better way to wake up in the morning than to have some biscuits, which is what I am learning to do right now. Marion with me, and you're going to show me the ropes.
Right. What we've got here is a traditional biscuit recipe. We've got our flour. We put 2 cups of flour in here. Now, the flour they would have had to go buy. Most of these ingredients you would have found on the farm. But flour, they would have had to actually go to the store and purchase that. But it doesn't come in paper sacks like what we buy today. It actually came in cloth sacks. And those cloths had different colors, and so they would have made aprons and dresses and things like that.
Using everything. That's good. All right, let's get started right here. What do we do?
We've got 2 cups of flour.
Let's go ahead.
Half a cup of water.
Stick our hands
Yep.
in here. What do we
And
do?
We're putting 3/4 cups of water.
All right.
And so we've got that, and then we're just going to mix it together. And you can
Mix
your
it
hands
up.
in
All
there.
right, get our hands dirty.
Yeah, and so just start mixing it in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Mix, mix, mix.
Yeah. And so then, of course, the lard and the water you would have found here, or you can use milk, which you're going to see the milk. That you get
We're
from
milking the cow
litter.
next, so that's where we'd get the milk.
Yep.
All right.
If you just want to mix that in there and get it good.
All right, all mixed up, and then we only have 30 seconds left, so we'll
Okay.
do this quick.
All right.
I am not a cook, if you can't tell here. This is why I stay out of the kitchen.
All right. And you just keep that going until you get a good dough.
Yeah. Okay, so really, what would happen is blah, 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 and then we roll them into this, right? Here we
You would
go.
get
A nice little
of
ball.
dough, and then you would press it. And you like to put little dents in it, and then we cook it on the wood stove.
All right, wood stove right here. Here we go, the final
The
product.
final product.
Mmm, smells
biscuits that you would put,
delicious. All right.
On your table with your traditional foods, usually some kind of meat, pork, sausage typically, and eggs that you would gather from the chickens. And I've got a wet rag.
Oh, good, good. I need it. Traditional breakfast right here at the farm, a working farm. So cool. And coming up next, we are milking a cow. I'm going to give it a shot anyway.
Oh my goodness. She's
She's
getting her
doing
hands
a
dirty.
pretty good job, though, even though she says she's not.
Yeah, no, she's doing a great job. Just a little hand dirtiness.
Yeah, so stick around for the milking of the cow. We'll be right back.
Well, this morning we're experiencing the rural heritage of Horry County, and you bet milking cows is a big part of that. And it's all going down at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm. News Channel 15's Amanda Kinseth is live there. Amanda, I've got the desire for some chocolate milk this morning. What's going on?
Check it out. Walter Hill is showing me the ropes milking a cow. Walter, walk me through what you're doing right here.
Good morning, Amanda. Meet Daisy the milk cow. She's our little Jersey cow out on the Living History Farm, and she gives the farm family milk throughout the year. Act take place here is milking the cow, which would have taken place twice a day, 365 days a year. So the farm family had to keep up with the milk cow. Would you like to give it a try?
Why not?
We'll take over right here to the bench.
Okay. All right.
You can give it a whirl. Easy, baby. And just aim and fire. We'll kind of give it a little bump and a squeeze.
My
Bump
aim
and
is a little
squeeze.
off. Oh, there we go. Hey, this is fun. All right, so twice a day. How much milk does she produce?
Well, she's a small Jersey cow. She's a high butterfat cow, so they produce a very rich milk, but maybe not as much as the average commercial cow is going to produce. Here on the farm, we're getting a little over a gallon in the morning and almost 3/4 of a gallon in the afternoon, so we're bringing in almost 2 gallons of milk, which would have been a plenty to feed the farm family, fresh milk daily, as well as maintain butter for the family, and in some cases, cheese.
All right. Now, this is a working farm. Talk about what else you have here on this farm.
Here on the Living History Farm, we're here to recreate, watch your aim, what life was like between 1900 and 1955 on the average family farm in Horry County. So that includes farm crops like tobacco and cotton and corn, also the farm garden and farm activities like milking the cow and plowing the mule. We also have community buildings and community events take place out here like blacksmithing, grinding grits, sawmill, making cane syrup in the fall, and of course our community church.
All right. How long does it usually take to milk her in the morning?
You know, in the morning times we give a little more milk because of course she's had all night long to wait on us, and it might take us a good 15 or 20 minutes. In the afternoons it's a little less, and we can get it done in a little over 10 minutes.
All right, well I think it would probably take me about 30, so I'm going to let you come back to your post and finish up and check back with us. We're going to be curing tobacco next.
That is awesome. She's doing a very good job taking us through all of the steps there out at the farm.
Yeah, she's going to bring back some milk, I guess, for us, put in creamer for our coffee. I don't know.
In tying tobacco, we are experiencing the rural heritage of Horry County through several demonstrations at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm.
And it has been a fun morning with News Channel 15's Amanda Kenseth, who is live there. What is going on?
This is so cool. You know, this is stuff that used to be going on all the time, everywhere in this area, and now they're far and few between. We are curing tobacco. Right now we're stringing some tobacco up.
Stringing tobacco, Amanda. During this time of year on the average family farm, a tobacco farm here in Horry County, it would have been putting in a barn full of tobacco. As broadleaf tobacco or broadleaf style flue-cured tobacco begins to mature, the leaves are cropped or gathered and brought to the barn to be put on a stick like these ladies are doing here. The lady in the middle is the stringer, and the two ladies on either side are handers. You see they're handing bundles of green tobacco to them, and the purpose here is to get this tobacco strung on a stick so that it can be hung in the curing barn so that we could bring it up to heat and actually cure or dry it out so that it can be taken to market like you showed them earlier with the dried handed tobacco there.
Right. Well, you can tell that they've done this many times.
It really is, and it was a skill set that a woman was very proud of, being a very accurate and fast stringer. Miss Janie is a very accurate and fast stringer here. I'm going to take her stick away. She's got a good, heavy, strong stick of tobacco there, and that was important because she needed to be sure that she got as much tobacco on that stick as possible. She needs to make sure that she's got it tight enough so that when it begins to shrivel and wilt in the barn, it doesn't get loose and fall off the stick, which it could be a fire hazard in a hot barn if it fell on a flue there. And she needs to keep it nice and neat and orderly there to show sort of skill in her craft. So this is one of the techniques that was taking place in years past in putting together a string and putting in a barn of tobacco that we don't see anymore, because today they're putting it in bulk barns and they're putting it in crates and they're putting it together in loose leaf tobacco there.
Sure. Well, this is so cool. And when people come out here, can they watch this?
We have one large event a year. It actually took place this last Saturday where we do this. It's our Tobacco Heritage Day. It's always the first Saturday in August. And although we're open from 9 to 4 on those days, this takes place quick and in the cool of the morning. So if you want to come by and spend a day watching us gather and put in a barn of tobacco, come bright and early the first Saturday in August.
The way to do it. And I want to point out that they are working 24/7 this week. Now, this is a working farm, so they are actually here. Y'all are here nonstop doing
We're here nonstop because we're curing with wood in the barn here, which means that we have got to not only maintain our fire to keep our temperature correct, but of course we have to watch it to make sure that we don't have a fire hazard out here.
Curing tobacco, all happening here at the Living History Museum. I'm learning so much this morning, guys.
We are too.
So are we. Milked the cow, made some biscuits.
Yeah, and now the curing tobacco. Pretty cool stuff. Right here in Conway.